Hello everybody, this is my fourth video of the day, second video on MicroStrategy, talking about the earnings, the Q4. I'm going to go through the letter and I'm going to go through what I love a lot. And there's a lot of things to love, and it's especially going to relate to raised guidance. So we knew a lot of things. If you follow this stock as closely as I do, we knew a lot of things. We knew that the yield for FY24 was 74.3, 2.9% quarter-to-date Bitcoin yield. So that's the accretiveness of the dilution, the issuance of new shares at the ATM. What's really good is the revision of the Bitcoin yield, the revision of it as a guide of 15% for 2025. So he's now guiding 15% for 2025. This is much higher than was previously guided. I'll get to that in a second. This is 50% higher than the high-end range. And he's introducing a new metric, BTC dollar gain, and I think this is important to put a dollar number behind the yield because some people are confused in the yield. So now he's going to outline that yield in a dollar figure, and he's talking about a dollar gain, a BTC dollar gain, an outlook of how much Bitcoin dollar gain added to the balance sheet of $10 billion for 2025. They are not announcing a new ATM plan, but they note that they completed 20 billion of it. So they have $22 billion left, and I expect much of those will be converted, although they have a few billion left on the ATM plan. Remember, they can update those at any time. They don't need to update those during an earnings per se. They note to us, of course, the success that they have had with the preferred offering, the preferred shares, raising $584 million. That was last week, so this has been discussed on the channel. Of course, if you follow the channel, you know that. Now, let's talk about the KPI, the yield. So like I said, it's now 15%. He's now guiding 15%. In the prior presentation, he had guided 6 to 10. So this is an increase in the outlook by 15%. This is very bullish. And if we look at this KPI, actually, this was my bear case. So this is my valuation spreadsheet for MicroStrategy, and I was going to change it, but found out I didn't have to change it. In my bear case scenario, I had them earning 15% Bitcoin yield in 2025, and I have it decreasing by a percent each year after that. That's for my bear case. I still believe they will get closer to my base case or my bull case, i.e. anywhere between 20 and 30%. I believe this is a sandbagged yield, and this belief is not religion. It's simply noticing how oversubscribed everything that Saylor does is. It's all oversubscribed. The preferred was oversubscribed. The converts were oversubscribed, and the ATM. He's been. I mean, in the comment section, you tell me all the time he just won't stop ATMing. He's been ATMing the whole time. The only moment he stopped doing the ATM is because of a blackout period, because he was legally not allowed. So it's like there's probably going to be more ATM. So that's why I'm bullish on this yield. I think there's going to be more yield. Let's talk about this, and this I love. He's now going to put a dollar amount to that guidance. So he said they're going to achieve their target for 2025. Their outlook is to achieve a Bitcoin dollar gain of $10 billion. So this is transcribing the Bitcoin yield into a Bitcoin dollar gain, and so this is it. Make it easier for traditional finance to look at the metric and just not look at a yield in Bitcoin and go calculate. They just look at a number and say, okay, it's 10 billion worth of Bitcoin, but 10 billion. The yield, of course, is generated via smart dilution when the price exceeds NAV. That's mostly what he's been doing so far, and through the converts. But the converts is just future dilution, right? While ATM is current dilution. But at the end of the day, it's the use of smart dilution to generate that yield. He's now forecasting, like I said, 10 billion. Don't forget that this is money that's entering MicroStrategy via the cash flow statement. So it's after-tax money you're diluting to accrete Bitcoin. And so this is 10 billion after tax of BTC. And the company, of course, the market cap is 84.9 billion. So it's 8.49 PE. Ask market participants if they think an 8.49 PE is fair for this company. The S&P 500 is probably 3x that. Not to mention the price to NAV is 1.85. Again, I think this company is still extremely cheap. It is my biggest position, and so I'm extremely bullish on it. I love what I'm seeing here. Now, the software business, of course, we should probably add to our NAV. We should probably add $1 billion. We should probably give Michael Saylor credit for $1 billion for the business, in my opinion. The software business, I've analyzed it a long time ago, like 2 years ago. It's a steady Eddie business. It's a software business like there are, hundreds of, and they're transitioning from a SaaS model to, from a license model to a SaaS model. So it should be a more profitable business going forward. But it's a business that's very stagnant, that's not very growing, and that's why most people looking at MicroStrategy ignore the software business. But granted, there's probably about $1 billion worth of value in the software business, right? The revenues are still 120%, and it's 71% gross margin. So it's not nothing to sneeze at. That's accretive too. And of course, the last thing that was announced, and I covered this in the prior video, was the rebranding to orange, to strategy, the use of the color of orange, the removal of the micro. It's now just going to be strategy or StrategyB. We'll see how he discusses that in the conference call, and the announcement of a dashboard. I covered this in my prior video an hour ago. As far as the stock's not reacting much. This is a stock, in my view, that's going to be a reaction all about the conference call, and I can't wait for this conference call, which now starts in 15 minutes. So this was not financial advice, not investment advice, just entertainment. Hoping you're entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on X, follow me on Patreon. Likely my last video of the day. I will cover the conference call likely tomorrow morning. Can't wait to listen to it. No financial advice. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.